has always been an exciting one. So much carnage tends to happen here. A lot of drivers tend to lose their brains and lose their heads a little bit and get overly aggressive. We're liable to see a lot of bumpers smashing into the rear of these race cars, moving people out of the way. Vince Friese, car 25, trying to turn the season around for Martin Motorsports as he comes to take the green flag for today's race alongside Joseph Strictly. The green flag flies. We're racing at Road Atlanta. The field of the front four kind of single file. Eric DeMax, Charles Sanford. There's Bobby Jones to look a little deeper in the pack. Bradley Bishop Jr. in the 98, the second open car for Breeding Enterprises, qualified inside the top 20 alongside Will Goss. Goss in the 51 had a stellar start to the season, yet to score points since Daytona, but he's had a lot of pace since the Daytona 500. Oh, crash! Dylan Schwallenberg! Schwallenberg in the 10 has spun sideways exiting the S-bin, and wow, one of the championship favorites spun around. It's like Dylan Schwallenberg may have got tagged by Dajon Weeks. Weeks gets in the left rear corner panel, spinning Schwallenberg around. Wow. And there's your first incident of the day. Dylan Schwallenberg falls out of the points and possibly going to be a long day ahead of him. This is the first incident of the day. Further back in the S's, James Shelley, Matthew Rodriguez tangled as exiting the S-bin, and Shelley spun around, and the target Ford. Shelley trying to re-enter the racetrack, get back in the race, hits the tire barrier, and James Shelley, who has yet to score a top 10 this season, is going to finish out of the race. And what a shame for James Shelley. The team was very hopeful that they could fight for the championship this season, but leaving race 6 of the 20-race season, Shelley has yet to score any points. Further back, and it's Bradley Bishop Jr., who had an amazing run for Breeding Enterprises in qualifying, got spun around. It's as though it's going to be by Jesse Turner. Turner, who has also had not the best start to the season, just gets into him, spins the 98 around, and Bradley Bishop Jr., well, that team is really in the fight with the other open cars to finish better than the rest in the Open Car Championship to earn a charter for next season. But still, it would have been great to see the 98 race into the top 10, and he was just outside of the points. Zayden Davidson, the championship leader, has spun around, and Zayden Davidson spinning the wrong way on the racetrack. Gets it back and underway. No harm, no foul, it seems. He's going to keep going. He lost a ton of positions. Oh, Davidson was racing with Yepes for 9th. Looked like Davidson was trying to get Yepes pressured there. Yepes almost overdrove the corner. But Silverfox from 11th place trying to get into the points. Right rears the 91 affiliate teammate there. UER and Cybertron Motorsports. They work closely aligned with Mercedes outfit. And James Silverfox a little bit ambitious on the championship leader. And Davidson's going to have to rebound from this. Ways back from James Silverfox. Silverfox got a podium position at Rockingham, and he was eyeing up a position to get into the points positions. And, well, maybe it might have been a little bit from Davidson kind of coming back over. Hard to tell by that camera angle. But Silverfox did get into him nonetheless. We're going to fall out of the race. It's one of the open cars in the Open Car Championship. Jeffrey White spins Lars Van Schaik right into the tire barrier. And Van Schaik, this was a big opportunity for that organization to make up big points in the championship. And the 59's out. Problems for Cody Lamas in this Carvana Chevrolet. Looks like he spun around in the S's. And while Lamas was running inside the top 10, this is going to be another race where he's going to be having an issue and falling out. Replay of it, Bobo Jones was coming up to try and race with the 48, and Bobo Jones just right reared him. Both Jones and Lamas. There's Jones spinning like a top, but the 48 took the most damage, hit the hay bale there. Bobo Jones gets away with it, but Lamas took the brutal end of that one, and the 48 engine problems there. Not going to be able to bounce back from that one. And Lamas is going to have to pack up and go home once again. This is the fourth race of the season that Lamas has had some sort of mechanical failure. Oh, big crash there again. Didn't even notice that happen. Edward Ziemba and Car 70 for Anjato. That team in a fight to try and get their personal best finish of this season ends up losing a couple spots. And poor break for Lamas as he tries to make it back to pit road, but he's probably going to have to park it. Step further back in the field, back in the mid-20s, Allison Liera gets spun by Ryan Acosta, and many cars get taken out in this one. There's Zayden Davidson once again, another big hit. Dylan Young's there too, and Davidson in the 91 gets hit very barely by Hannah Allen in the 88, and there's Acosta doing the same thing that Shelley did earlier, trying to get back on the track. Luckily for Acosta, it's not going to be terminal damage and take him out of the event, but not going to be up to pace there. But Vince Freeze is still the race leader over Joseph Shrigley in second. Then it's Eric DeMax in third. Outside the podium is Dejon Weeks and Charles Sanford. Bobby Jones in sixth. And how about Diego Yepes for Ford, giving the best running Ford out there. The FBRL has brought a soft tire compound for these drivers here at Road Atlanta. We are expecting a two-stop race. And, well, Vince Freeze looking good right now. Race leader Vince Freeze coming down. It looks like he's going to cut it in half pretty much. Lap 12, lap 24, and then run the remainder of the race from there. So an undercut strategy for Vince Freeze. We saw it pay off for Zayden Davidson at Rockingham, where he made up a bunch of positions. Maybe Vince Freeze will be able to make up a ton of time here, but Shrigley in the 86 is looking to try and do the overcut. Maybe this can pay dividends, but Eric DeMax is closing on the 86, and they got lap traffic to deal with. This is not what the leaders are going to want to see. So Shrigley, Eric DeMax coming in a lap after the 25 of Vince Freeze, but Dejon Weeks with the overcut by 2 laps on Vince Freeze. He's going to stay out and lead the race. Bobby Jones, James Orfox, he's got ahead of Diego Yepes. Looks like there's issue there for DJ Curtis. I get a replay of what happened here, but Marchese made a late move to come down pit road. That was all Marchese right there. And Marchese tried to save it, and Curtis, unfortunately, ran right in the back end of him. And that damage repair by the 19 is going to cost him a lot on pit stops. Hopefully Curtis can continue on, but he might not score points today just because of the damage. What happened with Charles Sanford? They were racing for 6th position, and, well, Silver Fox kind of reared him a little bit, kept pushing him, and Silver Fox overdrove the corner as well. And, well, the GameStop Chevrolet had to limp back to pit road and might have got minimal damage here because I think he grazed the outside wall. Yes, he does. He actually hits it pretty good. But Charles Sanford looked like a good points day for him. But the North Wilkesboro winner is going to be on the back foot here. And to get a few replays here of some onboards. But Silver Fox, I don't know. All that movement. All the movement back there. What all that movement doing back there? Anyway, Silver Fox got into the right rear a little bit, got them both sideways, and it was hard to get on the brakes for both Silver Fox and Sanford. It was definitely Silver Fox's fault there, but it was pretty much hard racing getting down in the corner. And Silver Fox, man, he's been on it today, hasn't he? DJ Curtis. Curtis with a big, heavy braking point to get tucked up right behind Anthony Marchese, and it ended up backfiring, actually. Look at Marchese. Late move. Right reared him into the wall. And it looked like he was going to get away with this, but there, that accident there just smashes the back end of that Red Bull. And you see the damage it took for the 19. Oh, and DJ Curtis is going to be out of the race. There he goes. Out of the race today, which I kind of suspected the damage was going to be pretty severe on the 19 car. And that's a shame for Curtis because Davidson, his teammate, has been off to a brilliant start. Davidson is sitting on 65 points, while Curtis is only on 14 points. And, well, it's been a very forgettable start to this season. DJ Curtis has won a lot of races here at Road Atlanta. He was hoping for a great day. Vince Freeze and Joseph Shrigley in the 86. Where is he? There he is. So, Joseph Shrigley in the 86 is not that far behind, but there's Weeks in the 30. Trying to beat Joseph Shrigley off pit road. Oh, very aggressive, but he tried to get out ahead of the 86. but this might actually be beneficial for Dejon Weeks. He's going to have fresher tires than Joseph Shrigley. Right now, it's going to be, the momentum's going to be with the 86 because he's got them tires warmed up. But give it a couple of laps. Dejon Weeks may be coming right back to try and fight against Joseph Shrigley. Eric DeMax, though, got passed by Weeks in the pit stops. He's going to be down to 4th. Bobby Jones, right now at top 5, would be beautiful for him. He's got 0 points. 10 points on the board would be awesome for that 47 team. And Dane Stinson in the 96 car. Gonna have to see where he's ended up. Did he leapfrog a couple of cars? Look at this. Dane Stinson went with right side tires only. Right side tires only. Everybody else is getting 4. But Dane took 2. A gutsy call there by JSR to get Dane into the points. And the 04 racing hard with Jeffrey White. The ticker on the top is not adjusted just yet. But Patrick Smith in the 04 for S3 Motorsports is in position to score their first points this season in the 04 machine. Right now, Patrick Smith is running in 9th position ahead of Jeffrey White and Jesse Toner. There it is, adjusted. Now, here comes White to the inside. And White round the outside, trying to get this position now down the inside. This would be big day for a lot of teams. Haven't yet scored points, but White can't do anything with Patrick Smith there in the corner. But White again does something. Oh, he's going to fall out of the points now. Jesse Toner gets into 10th. But how about Charlie Smith? Smith in the 31s in 13th position, not far behind the points drivers. And look a little further back. Diego Yepes, who was in the points. Where is Yepes now? There he is. He's got a ton of damage. Happened with Diego Yepes. Yepes ran right in the back of Cole Baker, leaving pit road. And Baker ends up getting it back straight once again, I think. Yep, grazes with Dylan Young. But that damage for the 77 really hurt Diego Yepes. He had to come back in and fix that damage. Here, Diego Yepes, yep, pitting from inside the top 10. And now is a long ways down the road, but, well, we're at Road Atlanta. I mean, if you're on the lead lap and still got all 4 tires rolling, you have a chance at a top 10. But that's a shame for that team because this was one of their best opportunities to score points for this season. Another accident leaving pit road. Sean Harple and Will Goss tangled. Another pair of Mercedes. And Harple, who was running really well, failure for Joseph Shrigley. The engine has expired for Shrigley. He's trying to get back to pit road. He cuts right in front of Eric DeMax, his own car. And Bobby Jones goes right around him to enter the podium. And Joseph Shrigley was looking like he was going to leave the race 3 points behind Zayden Davidson. He could have fought for the win and took the championship lead. A second place finish with Davidson out of the points would have been enough for Shrigley to leave with only 3 points behind Davidson. But unfortunately, he's going to be out of the race. An engine failure for the 86. Such a shame. Such a shame for Joseph Shrigley to fall out of the race in the points. So it's going to be a big points day for that organization. Now it leaves it up in the hands for Eric DeMax and Dejon Weeks to close the gap in the point standings. Weeks entered this race 22 points back. Now, right now, currently 18 points in the bag if he can stay right there in second. And if he gets up there and takes the lead, Weeks will leave this race with the championship lead. Behind them, though, Weeks' teammate Bobby Jones trying to power by and keep third place. DeMax and Bobby Jones racing door handle to door handle, rubbing wheels there, coming up to the chicane. Looks like there's been an accident down here in the chicane as well, the bus stop chicane. And Jones hard braking in this corner. Jones and Eric DeMax, they have history of racing with each other. Coming up through the ranks in the Hardee's National Series. A lot of respect between the both of them. They are affiliate teammates, if you will. DeMax ekes out ahead of Bobby Jones at the line. And it's going to be Eric DeMax getting third. A great battle between these two. Eric DeMax takes it away. They're back. Joseph Shrigley Racing and Monster Energy Racing are having a field day. Dane Stinson, he has to be very patient with the lap traffic, otherwise he could be out of the points and spinning around just like them. Oh, crashing! Bobby Jones and Eric DeMax! What is going on? Bobby Jones just put Eric DeMax in the wall in the S's. Bobby Jones has had enough with Eric DeMax. Put him in the wall. Just allowed James Sorfox to fly by Dane Stinson and Eric DeMax. Eric DeMax looks very slow. Did all that rubbing on the back straightaway last lap. Cut a tire down on the 18. DeMax is really slow. He might have a cut tire. A cut tire on the 18. All that rubbing between the 47 and the 18 has cut a tire down. And DeMax is trying to limp it back to pit road. You can see it there. Limping back to pit road. Will Goss is going to move up into 6th place. Jesse Tonner's in 7th. 8th is Dom Capps. I don't think we really expected Dom Capps to be in the points, but here he is. And Capps has done a phenomenal job to get points in each race he possibly could. Jeffrey White's now in 9th, and Patrick Smith's back into the top 10. But how about Charlie Smith, who is now on the outside looking in for a top 10 for Crossroads? The replay of what happened. It wasn't really as I thought it was. Right reared into the wall. That was a hard hit. Still, nonetheless, a lot of damage and a cut tire on the 18. Bobby Jones continues on from that in 3rd. And he actually looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of damage. But it's going to be the Joseph Strigley Racing cars that lose out to James Sorfox as he moves up into 4th. But DeMax was looking good to get another points finish. Rockingham last race was the first race all season that he's not had a top 10 finish. And, well, Eric DeMax, that team was very hopeful that they could race for the win today. And it's just not going to be. They're going to try and salvage whatever they can. James Sorfox is after another one. He's been elbows out all day long, trying to go around the outside of Bobby Jones. Great acceleration from the 34. Bobby Jones rubs up against James Sorfox. A lot of rubbing today. Rubbing's racing, as they say. And Bobby Jones keeps a hold of 3rd, but Dane Stinson's in the mix of this. The 96 right behind the both of them. Bobby Jones trying to keep a hold of 3rd place. Sorfox around the outside. It's going to be very difficult for Sorfox to be able to get this pass done, but if he can stay alongside, he may have it. Coming down to the S-bend, Jones is going to send it in there, but Sorfox is still there. What a drive. Stinson passes Bobby Jones. Great day by Dane Stinson in the 96. Now, Dane Stinson in the 96 car. I don't think has he scored a point? Dane Stinson has yet to score any points this season. A lot of drivers up here in this top 10 has not scored points. Dane Stinson, Bobby Jones have yet to score a top 10 this season. Same with Patrick Smith. 3 cars inside the top 10 as we come to the less than 15 laps to go. That could be getting on the board for some points today. Dejon Weeks trying to close the gap on Vince Freeze. It's been a controlled day by Vince Freeze. He's got one more pit stop to make, and he's probably going to have to do it in about 4 laps. Dejon Weeks cut about 4/10 of a second on Vince Freeze last lap. The 25, Vince Freeze is going to be the card we need to watch. Final pit stops are about to happen. Comes Vince Freeze, just like we predicted, coming to lap 24. 11 to 12 laps is where everybody's kind of been cycling through. You can go a bit longer, but you just can't quite go a whole lot longer than 16 laps, so you might as well come in and get some fresh rubber. And I think Dejon Weeks has followed him. Yes, he has. This is going to be very important. Who's going to have the faster pit stop? Scrap inside of the points right now. Will Goss has got his hands full. Dom Capps. Charlie Smith gets into Will Goss. Smith spins. Will Goss and Charlie Smith spins. A hard hit for Will Goss and Charlie Smith. These were 2 drivers racing hard with each other inside of the points. Goss is up on the outside wall. And for Crossroads Racing, they are going to be so gutted with that. Charlie Smith, road courses are his bread and butter, and he was in the top 10 looking to score driver points and have a big points haul in the Open Car Championship. and he is out of the race. Real battle for 6th. Will Goss and Jeffrey White were racing for 6th place. Goss got loose racing with White, and here it comes Dom Capps, Charlie Smith, and Cal Farrell, all trying to get their name in it. And Charlie Smith tries to get to the outside of Will Goss, but just gets into the corner panel, and Goss's race car spinning took out Charlie Smith, and a big hit for both drivers. And for Will Goss, he's not scored a top 10 since the Daytona 500. He looked poised to get it done here. And for Charlie Smith, also equally as gutting for them in the closing laps of this race at Road Atlanta. 2 underdogs are out. And for Sean Perkins at Great Lakes Motorsports, another open car driver having issues here. Perkins with an engine failure. Wow, he's trying to find a way to get off the track, but he parks it. Typical Perkins fashion, isn't it? Just absolutely gets in the way in the racing line to do it. And out of the race goes Sean Perkins. And, well, he was looking to try and pass Charlie Smith in this race, but he didn't quite get up there to him. Debut race. Coyote Autosport was running in 13th position for William Brock, and Brock blows the engine. The engine expires in the closing laps here at Road Atlanta. Such a shame for the 66 team. This was looking like a great run, possibly to try and score points inside the top 10. And, well, that is a shame. To the line, it will be 5 laps to go. A lot has happened in these closing laps. Dylan Young's in the top 10, but we're going to run through the field. Vince Freeze trying to deal with Miles Mashburn, who is in 21st position right now. Diego Yepes has retired from the race. He has parked it for the day. Not entirely sure why, but he did have a whole lot of damage. Dejon Weeks is in 2nd place. 3rd position is James Silverfox. Looks like Weeks and Silverfox may stand on the podium together once again. 2nd and 3rd place right now. Jesse Turner, a good day for him in 4th. Jeffrey White currently in 5th position, but Dom Capps might get a top 5. Capps is racing hard with him. Cal Farrell has not had a top 10 this season. This will be big for them. And the top open car right now, Dylan Young in the 00, right there in 8th position. Dylan Young doing a phenomenal job. And, well, where is Dane Stinson? Dane Stinson in the 96, where is he gone? Problems on the racetrack with Nelson Reeves. Play what happened with Nelson Reeves, but it looked like he was already a little bit slow. Edward Ziemba ends up getting into him. He was just off the pace. Think he might have had some sort of issue, but we need to try and figure out what happened with Dane Stinson. The lap previous, Dane Stinson spins the lap car while he was in the top 10. Nelson Reeves goes spinning and probably cut a tire down because of all that. But Dane Stinson in the points once again, and he's going to have to fall out of the top 10. He falls out of the top 10 because of this. Race continues to surprise me. Bobby Jones is going to fight back right now. He's in the top 10, but Matthew Rodriguez is right there trying to get some points. This is the race for 10th. Bobby Jones, Matthew Rodriguez. Mitchell Collins is just behind these guys. Sean Harple's there too. A lot of these drivers have had to overcome some issues. And Bobby Jones, I think, might get him here. Jones in the 47. Had his own issues earlier in the race, make him fall back. And he's in the top 10, but Matt Rodriguez trying to fight back and get there. Mitchell Collins is there too. Harple and Logan Cloud and Bobo Jones are not that far behind either. But that's the battle for 10th. Aiden Shepard for Horizon Group. Looks like he could get points today if he can hang on. Engine failure by Shade Eves in the 15. Eves was running in 17th position. One of the last cars on the lead lap as he tries to limp it back to pit road. Coming to the white flag. One more time around for Vince Freeze. Freeze for Martin Motorsports. They have started off with a miserable season. Has not really went their way. Team Velocity at Mitsubishi has looked a whole lot better. But Martin Motorsports looking to bounce back. and try and get a win yet again. They won at Talladega last season and looking to get another victory this season. Weeks is trying to close. This is as close as Weeks has been in the entire race. Freeze has led ever since the green flag dropped. He's just got to hang on. Weeks is trying, but he's just going to run out of time, it seems. All the way back in third, it's Silver Fox looking like he's going to get a podium again. White and Caps, 4th and 5th. Young sitting there in 6th. Cal Farrell, 7th. 8th, Jesse Tunner. His car still sitting on pit road. Aiden Shepard's in 9th. Matt Rodriguez rounding out your top 10. Those are the drivers currently in the points. Looks like there's been an accident. Maybe Eric DeMax yet again. But the finish of the race, Vince Freeze, a fan favorite of the Sony Cup Series, is looking set to get his 2nd career Sony Cup Series win. Dejon Weeks has come from a long ways back. It's going to be a great points day for him. But it's Vince Freeze coming to take the checkered flag. Freeze is going to dominate Road Atlanta from green flag to checkered. Vince Freeze leads every lap. All 35 laps today. What a dominating performance by Vince Freeze in the Coca-Cola Mitsubishi. Freeze is back in victory lane, and it's Dejon Weeks who closes the gap in the championship. Now only 4 points back to Zayden Davidson. Weeks and Silver Fox standing on the podium once again with each other, 2nd and 3rd place. Jeffrey White blows up at the finish line. Jeffrey White's engine lets go at the start-finish line. What a lucky break, was able to make it to the finish. Made it just 35 laps, would not have made it any further. 4th place, 12 points on the board for Jeffrey White. Dylan Young for Spartan, a big day for Spartan. Their career best finish. Capitalizing on Daytona and now Road Atlanta, Dylan Young. Cal Farrell for North Border Motorsports getting their team their first points of the season. Jesse Tunner finishing 8th, but Aiden Shepard, another driver and team that are very happy with this result. Shepard and Cal Farrell came into this race with 0 points on the board. They leave Road Atlanta on the points board. So now only 10 drivers, only 10 chartered teams have yet to score a top 10 this season. And while Cal Farrell and Aiden Shepard were hanging around the top 33 in owner points, this is definitely going to help their case. Rodriguez making up the final points positions. Further back, Bobby Jones tried. He is still yet to score a point this season. He finishes in 11th. There's a lot to go over. As you see, 16 cars finished on the lead lap. A lot of underdogs in this race, like Logan Cloud, yet to finish in the points. He's 13th today. Dylan Schwellenberg tried to fight back. He ended up finishing 14th. Miles Mashburn, a great result for him in 17th. And Patrick Smith, we saw him on pit road at the very end, maybe had a mechanical failure as well. He might have been involved in the back straightaway incident on the last lap, but I think that was Eric DeMax. He comes home in 20th. But that is the end of the race for round 6. A crash on pit road, but that is all. Road Atlanta, always very crazy. You may want to tune in the Discord down below to follow in on all the action post-race. There's bound to be a lot of discussions in the SCS garage, and maybe there might be some penalties to follow after this. We're not entirely sure, but it is Vince Freeze for Martin Motorsports that snags the victory. 6 different winners in 6 races of the season. And now 14 races to go. It's been a very interesting 2023 season so far. 4 points separates first and second in the championship. And with Caps finishing 5th today, he's reeled in within a race of the championship lead. So it's going to be Zayden Davidson, Dejon Weeks, Joseph Shrigley, and Dom Caps that could take the championship lead at Indianapolis for round 7 of the season. Tune in a couple weeks' time when we go to the Brickyard for one of the most prestigious races of the season for round 7.